Hello everyone, we are from Triply Department of Gokraju Rangaraju. I am Prashanti and here are my batchmates Priyanka, Zeba and Sujna. We are here to give a detailed description of our project Arduino Power Measurement. This project is done under the guidance of Ms. P. Srividya Devi Ma'am, Assistant Professor, Triply Department. Start with introduction. Our project Arduino Power Measurement aims to determine the power consumed by the load. The aim of providing such data to the user is to optimize the power consumption. Coming to power, power is the rate of expending energy. The instantaneous power consumed by any load is given by the product of instantaneous value of voltage and instantaneous value of current. For any load with AC and DC components, power has two components, which is active power and reactive power. Active power is the power which is actually consumed by the resistive elements. It is the the actual power which is given to the load. Reactive power is due to the storage energy which returns to the source after every cycle. Power factor. Power factor is the ratio of real power and apparent power in the circuit. Power measurement. Power measurement is done for both AC and DC circuits. For DC circuits and purely resistive AC circuits, power is just the product of voltage and current. Whereas for AC circuits, the power is the product of RMS value of voltage and RMS value of current. Power measurement can be done in various ways. One such method is power triangle method, and power can also be measured by using electrodynamometer type wattmeter or rotating disc type wattmeter. Power can also be measured by interfacing the load with Arduino or LabVIEW. Now coming to the Arduino. Arduino is an open source electronic prototyping platform based on flexible, easy to use hardware and software. Hardware consists of simple open hardware design with an 8-bit Atmel AVR processor and onboard input-output support. Arduino can be powered by using power jack or USB. It can also be powered by using an external battery or an AC to DC adapter using the pin V-in. Two ground pins are provided on the board. An inbuilt regulator is provided which provides a constant supply of 5 volts and 3 volts. Reset pin is provided to reset the microcontroller. IORF is the input reference pin. There are 6 analog pins from A0 to A5. Okay. There are 14 digital pins from 0 to 13, and the pins among these pins 3, 5, 6, 7, 6, 9, 10, 11 are PWM pins, and TX and RX are used to receive and transmit the serial data. ICSP is in circuit serial programming. There are 6 pins are provided on the Arduino board which help to read the program onto the chips.
Further into the project, the components required are load circuit. This is the load circuit with resistive loads. These are the potential transformer and current transformer. This is the DC regulated supply. These are the data conditioning offset cards, and this is the Arduino. Coming to the block diagram, the main supply is a single phase supply. From here it is given to the load circuit, which consists of bulbs each of wattage 200 watts. The voltage and current values of this circuit are stepped down to some safer values using the potential transformer connected in parallel and current transformer connected in series. The voltage signal from the potential transformer is given to the voltage offset data conditioning card, and the current signal from the current transformer is given to the current offset data conditioning card. These offset data conditioning cards are used as the Arduino cannot take the negative magnitude of an AC signal. Here the offset data conditioning cards are energized using a DC regulated power supply. Here the AC signal is given to a transformer where it is stepped down to 15 volts. The 15 volts is given as the input to the bridge rectifier where it converts to DC. This DC voltage is regulated to a constant voltage using the regulators 7812 and 7912. The distortions in this signal are reduced using these capacitors. This circuit has an output of plus 12, 0 and minus 12, which is given as supply to the offset data conditioning cards. The functioning of the offset data conditioning cards is to clamp the given input signal to a positive value using a reference DC voltage. The internal circuit of the data conditioning cards is as shown. It has 2 op-amps which are operated in inverting mode. The first op-amp acts as summing amplifier. It adds the given input signal with a reference DC voltage. Here the reference DC voltage is preset to a value according to the components used, which are in turn depending upon the maximum load. The output of the summing amplifier is negative. In order to convert it into positive, the second op-amp acts as an inverting amplifier. This gives an positive output. This output is given to the Arduino. Now the offsetted voltage signal is given to the Arduino and the offsetted current signal is given to the Arduino. Here the input is given to the analog pins. The voltage signal is sent to the analog pin A0 and the current signal is sent to the input pin A2 along with the grounds. The programming done in the laptop is dumped into the microcontroller of the Arduino using a data cable.
This is the practical Arduino Uno board being used. The maximum current rating for the input ports of this board is 50 milliamps and the maximum voltage rating is 5 volts. Now let's see the programming part. Coming to the programming part, the program for power measurement is done using Arduino software. The inputs, voltage and current given to the Arduino board are defined using float variables and initialized to the particular pins A0 and A2. We are defining some other variables I, V, average power for the programming purpose. Arduino programming is done using mainly two functions, void setup and void loop. In void setup, firstly, all the serial data being transmitted and received is set by using some particular baud rate. Pin mode function is used to define all the input and output pins. That is, voltage and current are given as input and the average power is taken out as output. Coming to the next function, void loop. Here, firstly, a variable P1 is defined and initialized. As we are finding the average power, we are using a for loop for a number of instances. A variable P is defined. The actual voltage and current waveforms are being obtained. The voltage waveform from A0 is negative offsetted and is then converted into decimal value to get the AC voltage waveform. It is then multiplied with the transformation ratio of potential transformer to get the actual voltage waveform. Similarly, the current from the pin A2 is also negative offsetted and then converted into decimal value to get the AC voltage waveforms. As I am measuring the current in the form of voltage, here until this point, voltage waveform is obtained. This is again being converted into current by using some appropriate resistance to get the current AC current waveform. This is then multiplied with the transformation ratio of current transformer to get the actual current waveform. Once the actual voltage and current waveforms are obtained, power is calculated by multiplying the voltage and current waveform values at some particular instance. This power is being added up after successive instance, providing some delay. Here, the average power is being calculated for one complete AC cycle with a time period of 20 milliseconds. The average power is found out by dividing the above obtained power with the number of instances. This average power is being sent to the COM window by using this function. Once the Arduino programming is done, it is being saved, verified, uploaded, and then the output is being observed from the serial monitor window. The average waveform, the average power measured from the Arduino software is then displayed graphically by using processing software. Firstly, the data from Arduino is being imported to processing software using this command. We are defining two variables to display the position of X and Y in the graph. Processing programming is mainly done using three functions: void setup, void draw, and void serial event. Firstly, coming to void setup, we are initializing the size of the display screen by using size function. The COM port used in processing must be same as that of Arduino. This is being set with some particular baud rate. The data in the COM port must be repeated until a new line character is encountered. This is done by using this command. Void draw function is used for displaying 3D geometry. Coming to next function, void serial event. All the data from the COM port, once read, it is processed in graphical form in this function. Firstly, each string from Arduino is read until a new line character is encountered. Once the string is read, it is checked for any null character. If a null character is encountered, then the control jumps out of the loop. If the value of the string is not equal to null character, then all the spaces from the beginning and end of the string, including tag spaces and carriage return, are removed using trim function. Once the string is being trimmed, it is stored in a float variable. This float variable is then all the numbers from this string are remapped from one range to another range using map. Next, the line function with 4 parameters displays a two-dimensional line. This line is being colored by using stroke function. All the geometry are disabled for coloring by using no-fill function. Then the position of the x variable is checked with the width of the display screen. If the position of the x variable is greater than the width of the screen, then it is reinitialized from 0 position. If not, it is simply being incremented. Once the programming is done, it is saved and compiled using run command.
Till now we have discussed the Arduino and processing software, and we are going to display the output of our project using Magnolink software also. Magnolink is a free window utility made especially for communicating with Arduino, and it has 5 major functions. In our project we are using this Magnolink for plotting the data sent by the Arduino. Now give supply to the DC regulated circuit and the load circuit. Now switch on the first load. After switching on the first load, upload the program to the Arduino board, and we can observe its values in serial monitor. A load of 200 watts is connected and we obtained a value of around 190 watts. Let's observe it graphically using processing software. Run this program, and we should see that the COM port in processing software and in Arduino should be same. A graph for 200 watts is obtained. As the time increases, the width of the graph increases. Now let's observe it graphically using Magnolink. Connect to the COM port. Now the graph of first load is obtained, and using this Magnolink, the values will also be obtained in the graph. Now let's switch on the second load. We can observe its values in serial monitor. Now an average of 450 watts is obtained. Now let's observe it graphically using processing software. Run this program, and a graph of average power versus time is obtained. There's the graph, and let's observe it graphically using Magnolink software. Now we obtain the graph for 2 loads, and the peak value is 455 watts. Now let's switch on the third load. Now an average load of 600 watts is connected, and we obtain a power of 720 watts. Now let's observe it in processing software. Run this program. This is the graph for 3 loads. Now let's see it in Magnolink software. And this is the graph for 3 loads, and let's see what happens when the load is decreased. Now only 2 loads are connected, and we can clearly see the decrease in the graph. Now let's decrease another load, and this is the graph for the first load. The same way we can observe it in processing software also. Let's run this program. This is the graph for single load, and let's increase the load. And this is the graph for 2 loads, and we can see the increase in the height of the graph. Now let's switch on the third load. We can observe that height of the graph is again increased. Now let's see when the loads are decreased. And this is for first load.
This is the output of our project power measurement using Arduino, and this power measurement using Arduino software is more advantageous than other software such as LabVIEW. And the disadvantages of LabVIEW is it is not an open source software, it is time taking and it has complex programming. And the advantages of Arduino over LabVIEW is it is an open source software and can also be extended by experienced programmers, and it has simple and clear programming environment, and it has also quicker writing code. So I conclude by saying that power measurement using Arduino is an advanced method by which we can measure power and can also observe it graphically.